So some parents think letting their teen have a drink at home under supervision might take away some of the curiosity about alcohol, but it turns out this may not be the best approach. A new study published in the journal Addictive Behaviors finds that parents providing drinks, even just letting underage kids taste alcohol, is linked to heavy drinking and alcohol-related issues down the line. So what is the right way to talk to your kids about alcohol? Clinical psychologist Lisa Damour is the author of The Emotional Lives of Teenagers. She joins us now with more. Good morning again, Adriana. I bombarded Lisa when I saw her because I have a teenager.
Yes.
My parents gave me sips and let me taste. You
Same.
said yours. I'm freaking out here.
Okay, no need to freak out.
Okay.
And it's true. There are plenty of families that let their kid have a taste of their drink, and that child does not have problems in the moment or down the line. But on balance, what the data tell us is that this is not necessarily the right choice. And what it can do is it can normalize the idea of underage drinking, which is not something we want to do.
It doesn't mean it's not correlative. If you do this, this will happen.
It's not a one-to-one correlation.
But it's possible.
But the findings are pretty consistent.
But I'm having trouble, I mean, I believe the data, obviously, but it just, you would think that exposing your kids to alcohol, letting them drink in a safe environment is better than letting them experiment on their own or when they go to college. So why are we finding that these are the results?
Well, and that is what people think, right? They think it's safer for you to drink here than with your friends, which, well, that is true. It's also safer to not drink at all underage. And we do think that if we let you try it at home and you do it with supervision, that down the line you'll be much more measured in your approach. But what the data consistently tell us, and sometimes the data don't say what we want them to say or what they think they're going to say. What the data say is that kids who drink under supervision at home go on to drink more frequently, and to have more trouble with alcohol.
And this is also just tasting.
Even sips has been found. Yeah, it was in the data set. It's a pretty good data set.
And are we talking about a very strong correlation or just kind of like slightly more
enough
likely?
To be statistically significant. And so the point here being, we just want to be aware it's not the harm reduction approach we've thought it is. This is not to say every child's going to go on to have a problem, but it does come from a well-meaning place when parents do this. And so it's our job as scientists to say, the data don't match what we think is happening
So
here.
what should parents do? What should their approach be?
So first and foremost, kids learn about drinking at home from watching their parents. So the first thing we do is we model a healthy relationship with alcohol if we're going to have one. So we don't use it for coping, we use it in moderation, and we also make it clear you can have a good time without drinking. So that's the first thing we do. The next thing we do is we keep open lines of communications with our teenagers. We focus on safety, right? It's not about don't let me catch you, I'm going to catch them. It's about being safe. And I think it's also important to recognize kids make mistakes. You can say to a kid, we don't want you drinking at that party. They might still. And so I think it's important for us to say to kids, look, we don't want you drinking. It is not safe. It's not good for your developing brain. And if you need us, if you're in a risky situation, we're your first call. We will never make you sorry that you reached out for help.
Yeah, my mom always said that too.
That was always it. Yeah. If there's drinking, if you need a ride, please call. You're not getting in trouble for that.
Yes, exactly.
We might have quite the conversation in the morning.
Right, exactly.
But call me.
You'll be alive and safe. Gummies. Has that added into this mix? Because it's such a different thing, but with your teenagers, when you have this conversation, it's not just the alcohol.
No, it's not just alcohol, right? The landscape of how kids are consuming cannabis has changed a lot. I think it's important to talk about all of these things. I think that always, no matter how you approach it, the conversation is about we love you, we care about your health, we care about your developing brain, which is impacted by cannabis and alcohol. Our goal always is for you to be safe.
Tough conversations, but you have to have them.
All right, Dr. Damour, thank you so much.